Welcome everybody to my top 10 best school anime. My name is Misty/chronexia, and I guarantee you what you're about to see is nothing shy of amazing. Not because it's unique and cleverly selected, but because about 90% of anime is focused around a school. So you can expect people to be outraged by me not talking about one show or another. But hey, that's my cross to bear, and don't you fucking touch it. Anyway, I'm using the occasion to talk about good show I didn't get to talk about in a very long time, if ever at all. Oh, and also sweeping declaration, I'm going to try and sneak in all 45 American presidents' last name in my description. You know, like Roosevelt, McKinley, Buchanan, Van Buren, etc. You get it. Why? No reason, just for a personal challenge, because I'm bored. I don't care if you hate it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's go!
シシティなお嬢様を置いていくなんてしがない居候に過ぎない私にそんなことできませんわ。
Number 10, Akashic Records. With the pool of school anime being so wide, I figured it'd be a good call to at least include one from the current season. I'm also hitting two birds with one stone because if we're real, magic school and anime are just about as cliche as girl flashing their panties by mistakes. And yeah, I'm sure people are like, the heck, Misty, care to explain? Well, for the record, I could have gone with the Hurler at Magic High, or Rakudai Kishino Cavalry, but for the sake of never having done Akashic Record, it trumps it. You have a class who always had a prestigious teacher teaching it until Glenn took over. Glenn is a laid-back type of guy, but surprisingly quite capable too. The show sometimes comes off as King Arthur saving a damsel in distress with the woe is me situation going on, but that doesn't take anything away from it. It's definitely a good watch.
言いたいことがあるならはっきり言ったらどうだ。
わかりました。この際はっきり言わせていただきます。
まだいたのか。
お兄ちゃん。
学校では先生だろ、花ちゃん。
なんだ。
Number 9, Scum's Wish. Are you like me tired of those Disney-fied romance anime? Guy meet girl and then they spend about 60 episodes just to get to first base? Well, son, nothing like that in this title. Scum's Wish is a very real anime about a relationship teenager could very much relate to. The story revolves around Hanabi and Mugi, two students at school who are respectively in love with grown-ups counterparts. Those two adults date each other, leaving Hanabi and Mugi to substitute their love between them to fill their attention craving. Yes, I'm talking about physical proximity. The show aboard a lot of very mature topic and tackles sexuality with great tact and a thoughtful understanding. If you're looking for something more real, this is a great gem from this year.
そう。やるなら徹底的にやらなくちゃ。
なんか担任いきなり遅刻してるし。うん。中学って小学校と全然違うよ。女子のスカートも短いし。いくつ？
Number 8, Wandering Sun. Speaking of real touchy subject, Wandering Sun is a crimson example. The topic covers the transgender life of two students. One is a girl who was born biologically a male and who wished to be considered as a female, and then there's her childhood friend who lives the opposite. Born female, she wished to become a guy. The anime depicts the struggle LGBT constantly have to deal with, society's restriction, and there's a whole deal about coming to terms with how you are. For anyone dealing with anxiety due to how they feel, this is a show I must recommend. Hopefully its morals can have a beneficial impact on your life. I can't speak for everyone, but no matter who you are and how you feel, you do matter. And despite me not knowing you personally, I sincerely wish nothing but the best life can offer to you. I love you just the way you are. Number 7, Gakuen Alice. Alright, we got kinda real on the last one, so allow me to take it down back a notch. Gakuen Alice is kinda like a mix between Cardcaptor Sakura and Harrison's Potter. You know, at the end of the series? Yeah, Harry has a kid. With a weird name. I think it's Jackson Jefferson Potter, with his sister Monroe Madison Potter. Spoiler alert, read the fucking book, it's been 10 years already. Sorry. Anyway, the Academy of Alice is about gifted student with magical talents. Mikan, a girl who's close friend with Hotaru, see her life shattered when Hotaru is invited to the school, and not her. But after discovering her own talent, Mikan finally makes it within the enrollment list, so she can stay with her friend. The show is upbeat and endearing. It's a great watch with nothing really edgy about it. It's real smooth.
そりゃかわいそうに。
危ないところだったね。君も早くお家に帰んなさい。
先生、この場合 A と C の回を置き換えることは可能ですか？
可能ですが。
でしたらこの問いの X は A となる。
Number 6, Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches is a show that came out in spring 2015, and I genuinely fell in love with it and its premise. The story is about Yamada, a guy who goes to a school where there is 7 girls who each have a special ability. Yamada himself can make use of their ability when he kisses the girl in question. It goes from future sight to body swapping and via a wide spectrum of other skills. The anime is fairly short with only 12 episodes, but despite the manga being about 250 chapters long, they still managed to wrap it up super nicely. The ending is heartwarming in both mediums, and while you don't need the manga to experience the fluffiness the anime provides, the manga will make the experience feel more of your time.
おい。
あの女。
沢村さんおはよう。沢村さんおはよう。沢村さん元気してた？ねえほら見て、私たち同じ G 組だよ。
Number 5, Sainai Heroin no Sodatekata. Haze Y'all is that one show about the girl who wants to ride the Johnson of the main character Tomoya. You know, the school anime. Now what, I'm gonna have to be more specific? Fine, school love triangle, take your pick. Also, for disclosure's sake, it's an ecchi anime, so to be fair, Tomoya might not be the only one hardening his pants. Besides that, it's the story of how Tomoya built himself a harem to create a visual novel with the girls and make it all in time to go to a Japanese barbecue restaurant and get some pulled pork. Don't worry, with how successful their visual novel is, I'm sure they can afford it. Oh, and finally, you can get through this show with ease and hours. Fuck, this one was hard to come up with.
昼飯まだですよね。先輩がこの企画に参加してくれたらもっと嬉しいなって。
ゴミはゴミ、クズはクズ。
自動改札機って財布ごとカードをかざすと反応するじゃないですか。ということは財布に入っている他のカード類も。
Number 4, Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei is an anime I tried all by myself. It has a bit of a wacky humor going on, a style really similar to how Regan is in Mob Psycho 100. Overzealous personas that really help selling the show. Well, then again, that might be a connection too vague to try and link them together. Zetsubo Sensei is dark humor, like they joke about suicide and stuff like that. If you're sensitive about the topic, I really don't recommend it, but still, let me tell you about the synopsis. The story is about a teacher who's drowning and despairs and tried to end his life, so you spend the whole time wondering, can he die? Thankfully, after interacting with one of his students, he managed to cling to life. Also, I don't know if they have one hell of a tailor, but their outfits are funky. I thought I'd throw that in as well.
臨時収入があってね、みんなで食べよう。人数4人にイチゴが4つ。これならきちんと4等分にできていいわね。
無じゃねえよ。誰が心優しくてモテモテだ。つうかその赤ん坊は何なんだよ。
Number 3, Beelzebub. Beelzebub is a shonen which could have had a tremendous legacy, but somehow got even less recognition than Hitman Reborn. Once again, you have a fantasy supernatural element when baby Beel, the spawn of the demon lord himself, make his way onto normal Earth and the main character, Oga, finds him. Through a bunch of unexpected circumstance, Oga ends up pit against very strong opponents who wants to take the baby away from him. Appointed as his new guardian, he has to do his best to protect him, and well, the baby isn't all powerless either. If you enjoy a good mix of comedy, action, and good old-fashioned shonen kickassery, you'll be in business with this one. Bonus point for those who read the manga, since the anime got nixed on the butt.
失礼しました。私、その赤子に仕える自助悪魔、ヒルデガルダと申します。
悪魔。
そしてその
田中、次の授業が始まるから教科書くらい出しておいた方がいいと思うぞ。 おい、田中、聞いて。
Number 2, Tanaka-kun is always listless. Let's bring it back to something more traditional for the last 2 entries. Starting off with Tanaka-kun. This slice of life anime is one of the finest comedy to come out last year. Personally, I was debating between Tanaka-kun and Sakamoto Desuka, and I felt this one just edged out Sakamoto by a hair. The premise of this show is about Tanaka, a student whose entire goal in life is to be as lethargic as possible. Falling asleep whenever, not paying attention, and simply avoiding interaction as much as he can. The show could have been a real bore, but the character interaction really brings up the dynamic and make this oddly work for me. If you're looking for something that just edges the other bushes, this is a good show.
紛らわしい言い方をするな。
太田ってさ、料理好き？
いや、ファンタとは言ったけど、そうじゃなくて、野崎くんとずっと一緒にいたいっていうか。
And finally, number 1, Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun. I bet no one really expected this show to take on the first spot, but it's true, man, it deserves it. It has a lot of cool ages, and people just don't expect it. The story is about Chiyo, a girl who's in love with one of her classmates, Nozaki. When she makes her confident declaration, she's granted with a shocking denial that pierces her heart. Nozaki is taft as fuck, and doesn't get it. So he hoovers above the subject and gives her an autograph. She then ends up working as his assistant cause, well, despite him being a shoujo man artist, he just doesn't get romance in the slightest. It's like he's from Cleveland or something. Oh, potshot taken on those people? Fine, it's just a joke. Would have been better if I said it from Washington. Can't even do humor without offending people nowadays. Just go watch the anime, trust me. Or go read a Garfield comic books. That should be time enough for ya.
なんかこう、信頼感なら生まれそうです。
そうか。後ろが。
Boom! There you go! All of the American president from Washington to Trump. I'll admit, some are pretty try-hard, and a few were just impossible to pun, so they ended up serving as the example at the beginning. And honestly, Duplicate just wrote the same pun, but god damn it, I'm proud of this, and you won't take it away from me. I had to test my dad pun skills, and if you're a fellow pun artist yourself, can I get a like for this episode? It was pretty hard to come up with some of them. You can always subscribe too, but I'll be straight with you. Pun-wise, no other episode will ever come up to be as great as this one was. It's only downhill from here. That's either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your fun meter, but I think you deserve the heads up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you hopefully next week. Love ya!